This has been amazing just to be behind the scenes and see how we have put this together.
Don't you think we're going to have like a surreal moment here?
My background is in broadcast journalism.
So I'm used to sitting down, getting those stories told. And not only am I excited for what's happening on the track, but also what's happening off the track.
I just don't feel like our sport has had that opportunity.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Reaction Time. I'm Kayla Zadel. Thanks for tuning in, and needless to say, it was an action-packed Labor Day weekend, and your drag racing download is coming up. We're breaking down the highlights from the 70th annual Toyota U.S. Nationals, more details from the big go at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. It was stressful and heartbreaking for some, but rewarding for others like Gage Herrera, Aaron Stanfield, Austin Prock, and Clay Millican, and Ken Quartuccio in Pro Mod. Plus, the famed Yellowbullet Nationals were happening at Cecil County Dragway. I've got details on how Andy Jensen scored the Pro Mod win. Then Funny Car Chaos crowned their season champion, Shane Lawson at Mocan Dragway. More on that and results from the event in this episode on Reaction Time. So before we get into everything, a couple big storylines I want to touch on from the weekend. Reigning Top Fuel champ Doug Kalitta did not qualify for the big go. It was the first time since 2010 in an incredible span of 301 races. Then two-time Top Fuel champion Brittany Force finally clinched a spot in the countdown, but she had to wait until race day on Monday. So now let's jump right into the highlights, starting with Funny Car's Austin Prock and his first U.S. Nationals win.
The tree flashes and they leave. Camps is hanging in there, but Prock is driving away. Austin Prock wins the U.S. Nationals for the first time in one of the most convincing funny car performances we have seen in years. 388.5, 327 miles an hour. I don't think there was an iota of doubt in that man's mind or this young man's that's driving the car.
Austin Prock is the winner of the regular season in Funny Car. He also picked up that Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty championship this weekend as well, and that is a Wally from the U.S. Nationals. We just heard from your father through tears at the starting line. He said he woke up this morning with the dream that he would win this with his family. Yeah. What were your thoughts this morning?
Oh, I mean, I had the same feeling this morning. I had a feeling we were going to get it done, and my grandfather's here. This is the first race he's been to since I drove this funny car with his number on the side of it, and he started this legacy, and today we just marked another one off the list as a family. I mean, that's unbelievable to win the U.S. Nationals with your dad tuning it, your brother, the assistant crew chief, Nate Hildall, this whole Cornwall Tools team. They are just badasses, and it sure is fun to drive. I was chopping the tree down all weekend, and I wanted to make sure everyone knew I was back. Thank you. Woo!
Big emotions at the top end. Then it was a drama-filled Top Fuel final between Clay Millican and Steve Torrance. Here's what's happened.
They leave. Steve's out first. He smokes the tires. Clay Millican wins the U.S. Nationals. 379.2, 327 miles an hour. It seems so unlikely. They struggled in qualifying. They have had their down moments this season. But for Rick Ware Racing and this entire crew, you can see they are absolutely beside themselves with joy.
And the celebrations are continuing up here at the top end for Clay Millican. I've heard you say 5 times, we just won the U.S. Nationals for a racer like yourself who has raced in all corners of this country. What does that Wally right there represent to you?
A lifetime of work right there. And again, my sisters are here, but I gotta say, Parts Plus, I love you guys. You've stuck with me for over a decade now. Comp Cams, Edelbrock Summit, Arrowhead Brass. Arby's, we won for the first time with Arby's on the race car. It's incredible. I cannot wait to see Rick Ware. For the first time ever, he was on the starting line when I stomped on the loud pedal and brought home the Wally from the U.S. Nationals! Woo!
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was craving Arby's all weekend long, so I think it worked. But in Pro Stock, Aaron Stanfield became the first racer to double up at the U.S. Nationals, winning Pro Stock and Factory X. Let's take a look at his win in Pro Stock.
Elite Motorsports Group on both sides of this racetrack, as both of these cars are part of that massive team. Green lights, a 17 reaction time for Aaron Stanfield. Does he have enough horsepower to hold off Jake Coughlin? And at the finish line, Stanfield has doubled up at the U.S. Nationals, Factory X, and now a Pro Stock victory. 017 light, 56.1, outruns a 56.2.
And the presentation of the U.S. Nationals, Wally, will be delivered by Toyota up here at the top end. Aaron Stanfield, the first to double up here at the U.S. Nationals. How forever magical will the date September 2nd, 2024 be?
This is what dreams are made of right here, and it's been a long weekend, and man, I can't thank all these guys enough that's involved in both of my programs. JHG, Melling, all these boys at Elite Motorsports. Mark Ingersoll's a bad dude, and man, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this, but we just want 2 Wallies at the big go.
It's all yours, man.
Woo! Well, winning the U.S. Nationals was the only thing Gage Herrera didn't accomplish last year, but the reigning Pro Stock motorcycle champ took care of business on Monday this year.
Gage Herrera, the Vance and Hines Motul Revzilla Suzuki. They both did a perfect reaction time for Gage Herrera. My goodness, the discipline, the professionalism, and the outright domination of this guy. 670, 6'3", 198 miles an hour. A perfect light in the final round of the U.S. Nationals.
And the presentation of the Wally here at the U.S. Nationals at a race that escaped you last year, Gage. You just had a perfect reaction time. If there were any questions around this operation, what answer did that give them?
You know, we're very strong as a whole team. You know, this is a whole team win here. You know, Vance Hines, Byron, Terry, all of them. You know, this wins for them and all their hard work. You know, they never quit, especially Byron back in the shop. You know, he never quits working on this operation with Andrew, and it's just showing right now. So I'm very proud to be a part of the Vance Hines Revzilla Motul team, and I got a great group of guys behind me, and to get the win here is very special. I made my debut here 2 years ago. You know, I wasn't able to get the win here last year, but it feels so much better to get it this year, and it's time to celebrate. I'm so excited right now. Thank you.
And it was a very memorable weekend for veteran outlaw racer Ken Cortuccio, who opened the Congruity NHRA Pro Mod Series road to the championship with a win at the Big Go.
Cortuccio left, Davarinos right. Here we go. Whoa, Stavarinos gets out of the groove. He pedals it this way, that way. Cortuccio goes to the winner's circle, 576. 247 miles an hour for the win. Mike Stavarinos was 008 on the reaction timer. But the All-in-Hobby Performance Machine got out there, danced, wiggled the tail, went back and forth, and by the time he got it straightened out, Ken Cortuccio was gone. Look at the celebration on the starting line.
The celebrations are just starting up here at the top end for Ken Cortuccio. And, man, when you see the reactions of your team, your friends and family at the starting line, you told me you weren't going to cry up here, but I'm sure that might bring it out, especially when they make it up here. Ken, you told me that you have been digging deep all day in that final to hold a Wally here at the U.S. Nationals. What did that require out of you?
It took everything. It took a lot of belief and a lot of good people. Scott Tidwell last year, I was ready to quit racing. Thank you. I was ready to quit racing at the end of last season, and Scott and Brian Stroud, Chris Terry, they said, let's just give us a shot, because I wasn't having fun. And I thought I was just getting old, but it's not that. It's now I'm having fun again. With a great group of people, my whole team, my wife, I love her so much, and all my kids are here. But I have to say one thing. Scott Tidwell, I love you to death. But I'm giving this trophy to Chuck and Nita. They lost their daughter at the beginning of the season after a long battle of cancer. And I wanted to win for them all season long so bad. So Scott might be mad, but this is going home with them.
Oh, the wins at the U.S. Nationals mean so much more. And then Paul Lee caught some of that Indy magic when he captured the Pet Boys Funny Car All-Star Callout on Sunday. Let's take a look at how things shook out.
Reaction time favors Paul Lee. But look at Tasca drive away. They get to the finish line. Lee got him. 4:23.4, 234 miles an hour. Both cars were out of traction and out of power. Bob Tasca III helpless, but to look out the side window and to see Lee slip by a measly 12 miles an hour.
Well, for Paul Lee, it was close to 400s, actually closer to 300s of a headline, or rather a head start off the starting line. Now, he did shorten the distance of the track. He rolled the car in, so the difference in terms of reaction time may have appeared more than what it actually was. So this looked like a pretty good race. However, Bob Tasca was well ahead by 300 feet. Shortly after that, both of these cars encountered problems, and it became a race of attrition.
Paulie has made it to the top end, to a round of applause from his team. We got to thank Pep Boys for being at the top end with us as well. And Paul, we know what this prize was worth today, but how much is the pride of your team now worth?
Well, that's more important. The money is great, but the pride of our team, I mean, I can't say enough about it. I know everybody says that they have a great team and this and that, but John Medlin, Johnny Lindbergh, and the guys and the girls, it's unbelievable. They switched engines before the next round. Flawless day. Of course, that run right there, that wasn't anybody's fault. Something broke right towards the end. But, hey, we won the race. We'll take it. Got to thank Power Built Tools, Redline Oil. Of course, Jegs. Of course, we have a sale through Jegs this week. I got to thank Jegs and Denso Spark Plugs and Gates Belts. And really all the support from Mainline Sales. They're here this weekend, and they're just here to cheer us on. And I'm so proud of all our team and our supporters. That's what it's all about. And I want to say a special thank you to Tom the Mongoose McEwen, who is like my father figure to me. He was my mentor. And thanks, Mongoose, for always believing in me.
Was also the final race for the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge, and the overall season champs were crowned. Gage Herrera claimed the overall title in the category with 3 wins this season. He finished with 12 bonus points for the playoffs. Then it was Erica Enders who scored the ending honors on the strength of 3 wins and 2 runner-up finishes. She'll take 13 bonus points into the countdown to the championship. And Austin Prock was the dominant overall champion of the bonus race thanks to an incredible 7 victories this year. In the 2-year existence of the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge, it's the most wins anyone has picked up in a single season, giving Prock a whopping 23 bonus points in the playoffs. Wow. And then Justin Ashley clinched the win for the 2nd season in a row. He had 10 wins in the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge over the past 2 seasons, earning a 13 bonus points for the countdown to the championship playoffs this year. Now, speaking of the countdown to the championship, it kicks off September 13th at the Pep Boys NHRA Nationals at Maple Grove Raceway in Reading, Pennsylvania. We'll be right back after this break from Drag Race Bracket Bonanza.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
Well, welcome back. And the 2024 installment of the Yellowbullet Nationals took place this weekend at Cecil County Dragway. And it was pro modified veteran Andy Jensen who emerged ahead of Bubba Green in the final round of Pro Mod. Jensen ran a 4:23 with a 6 to Green's 6:62 with a 4. He qualified 15th, and Green was the number 8 qualifier. And Jensen defeated Melanie Salemi, Chris Russo, and Mike Decker Jr. to reach the finals. Then Funny Car Chaos was at Mocan Dragway in Missouri, and they crowned a season champion this weekend, as well as event winners. The 2024 season champion is Shane Lawson and the Man of War team, tuned by High Risk Performance. They locked the championship up by 1 point. It was a real nail biter, as the top 4 point finishers were only separated by 4 points. Then the Rodax Custom Roasted Coffee A-Field win went to Lance Van Hewen and the entire Van Hewen Bros Racing team. And then in the B field, it was Mike Newkirk and the Silver Slipper team who secured that Alki Digger B field win. And then in the Wolf Pumps C field, it was Colin Thomas and the Twisted Sister team who picked up the win. Congrats to those guys. And in the D field, Jade Cook and Team Nemesis found themselves in the winner's circle. Whew, guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. It was a big show. I hope you got your drag racing download from this weekend. I hope you have a great week, and don't forget to tune into a new episode of The Wes Buck Show coming up on Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Drag Illustrated YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. As always, check out dragillustrated.com for the latest news. I'm Kayla Zadel, and this is Reaction.